Righto, let's do some match and game picks.
What's your best match or game pick?
So we were all over Cairns last night, stats guy for the NBL.
Yeah, I took
on the
him.
show. I think on the show I might have turned around and tipped Southeast Melbourne Magic Phoenix, but that's right. I was wrong.
That's right.
But the crazy thing was the Brisbane Bull A's.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We both didn't tip them. They've been good to start the season, yeah.
Went to New Zealand and smoked the Breakers. What are you going to do? Another doubleheader. I'm loving these Thursday and Friday doubleheaders. Can we keep this up, please? It's awesome. Sydney over Tassie tonight. I think Tassie will put up a good fight. We're going to go the over 175.5 points. That's actually ducked down a little bit since we talked about this 2 days ago. So I think still Sydney to win that one. And if you're going to look at the line, though, it's very, very, very close. The Jackies are 1.5. I just think Sydney will be a little bit too good. But like that line, if that was 3.5, 4.5, I'll be Jackies. So, but I'll take Sydney minus 1.5 and the over. And then Perth, Adelaide tonight, out west. We're out west. Adelaide will get smashed because Adelaide stink. We talked about this the other day as well. 36ers. They're 10.5-point favourites going against the Wildcats at RAC Arena. The over has actually moved up. We were on the under already, I think. Stats I was already on the under.
I found it at 184, actually, let alone 183. So, yeah.
I've got a 183.5. So we're going to go Perth minus 10.5 and the under 183.5. NBL Saturday, the Hawks take on the Phoenix. Hawks minus 2.5. Don't know how you feel about this one, stats guy.
It's away again. So Phoenix, what is it now? 7 of last 8 away. They've lost. So
I'm going Illawarra minus 2.5. We're going to do the under 176.5 as well. Brisbane Cairns. It's a tropical bowl. Love this. The showdown. The tropical showdown. The tropical series. The pineapple series. Night of Enders. I love it. Let's go. Brisbane minus 2.5 though because they are on fire. Bobby Clipman, I think, as I moved him out of my Supercoach team, was fantastic.
Oh, same.
Great job, everybody. Yeah. Absolute smart brain geniuses here.
Yeah.
Brisbane minus 2.5. We're going to go the over in that one because they were both flying yesterday. So another really quick one, match game picks. Dolphins minus 2.5 and over 47.5 against the Giants. I mentioned this before. I think they put an absolute beat down on this Giants team, this horrible Giants team that played on Monday night. The Dolphins could score 47.5 points by themselves against this Giants team at the moment. I'm just saying. That is $3.60. And if you're ready for a NFL Sunday night multi that we want to rate.
Rate my multi.
Glad producer Gerald got there in the end. Atlanta minus 1.5 over Houston. The Detroit Football Lions minus 9.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Miami. You can get that at 11.5 in some places versus the Giants and Pittsburgh, plus 4.5 versus Baltimore. I'm going to explain that later. That is $12.48. That's 3 favorites and an underdog. I've broken down the underdog idea when it comes to Baltimore and Pittsburgh. The underdog just basically always covers between those two.
Yeah.
Simply how it's go. Atlanta over Houston because Atlanta, look, they're out in London. This is a trap game, but they do come home. I think Houston have got 2 wins on the trot. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. It's kind of like the immovable object versus the unstoppable force of like Houston with like a bit of wind behind their sails. Atlanta traveling. It's like, can they both lose? Can I tip the tie? I don't know, maybe, but I think Atlanta just eked that one out. Detroit will smash Carolina. Of course, you say that, and then the Lions do something weird. But Miami will kill the Giants and Pittsburgh cover. So, gentlemen, rate that multi.
I'll give it a 8.5. Sounds pretty good.
I've tipped 3 of them, so I'm going to go a 7.
All right.
Nice.
What's the one you didn't tip?
Well, I tipped Baltimore to win, so just in case that Pittsburgh cover and win.
Okay.
Sure. Nice.
Not bad. I also heard the crow about how good my Monday Night Football pick was the other day for the Seahawks against the Giants. That was minus 1.5 and under 47.5. Smash that one on Monday.
Nice.
So on Monday's show for Tuesday's game. So
yeah.
Right. Alex, what have you got?
Yeah, just some EPL over-unders for the weekend. We'll start off with the aforementioned Tottenham. Them at over 3.5 against Luton Town. That is $3.10. Can't believe that, given the way Tottenham just attack. And, well, Luton's defence is more leaky than their grandstand at the moment.
Whoa. Hey.
Well, actually, Old Trafford's more leaky than that. Speaking of Manchester United and Brentford, over 2.5 goals, $1.60. Don't care what the result is, just over 2.5 goals. Moving across to what is the least anticipated game of all weekend, Everton and Bournemouth at Goodison Park. Don't care the result. Under 2.5 goals. Neither team can score at the moment. That's $1.95. Go across to Newcastle, travelling to London Stadium to take on West Ham. We're going to take Newcastle and over 3.5 goals. There was 5 goals in a game against PSG yesterday morning. There certainly will be goals in this game as well, the way West Ham have been attacking this year. Newcastle in the over 3.5 is $5.20. I could not believe that. And then we'll finish off with Arsenal and Man City. Once again, don't care for the result. Dear God, Arsenal, please win. But both teams to score and over 3.5 goals is $3. The last 4 games between the two teams have seen 17 goals being scored. Now, Gerald, if you want to hit the Rate My Multi button.
Rate My Multi.
Those 5 thrown together is $150.88 with our friends at Ladbrokes.
How could it lose? He said.
I'll give it a solid 7.5. Or maybe an 8. Some
of those goal totals are a little bit high for my blood, I think. Like the Newcastle over 3.5 against West, like you do make good arguments, I think, though, for West Ham. But it does feel like West Ham after playing midweek, Newcastle feeling themselves after a Champions League outing as well, right? Like that one's the one that you go, it just turned into a bit of a dour sort of like 2-1 out, and you're like just sweating on a half goal. And the same almost goes for Arsenal and City, even though they've had plenty of goals scored in their last few stoushes. That's what it just sort of sometimes feels like 4 is a lot.
Yeah, I like City's defense, so I think Arsenal can score, but I'm leaned more towards
I think the 2 games last year
2-1,
I think the games last year were like 4-1 and 3-2 or something with Arsenal and City. So.
I like that'd be awesome, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, I don't mind it. I'm going to go 7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5.
For a $150 multi, like
it's not bad for a 7.
Get out of it, like, jeez. All right, stats guy.
Jumping on the back of some of your NBL picks, I'm just going to go the over under the total points. Tasmania, Jack Jumper's taking on Sydney. I'm going to go the over 175.5. I think they've just got 2 teams with really good offenses. Tassie, as we've mentioned, can once they heat up from 3, they're just going to score a bunch of points. In Sydney just have talent all around, so I'm going to go over there. Then I'm going to go the under 184 total points for Perth taking on Adelaide. I think Perth are going to smash them in this one. Adelaide, I don't think they can put up enough points. Just say, Perth could probably get to 100, but I'm not trusting Adelaide to score 84 points themselves, so I'm going to go under that one. That's around the $1.88. And then Illawarra taking on Southeast Melbourne. I think you went the under, James. I'm going to go the over. I think both these teams' offenses are much better than their defense. They've both conceded a couple of games. Phoenix have conceded over 90 points. Illawarra conceded over 90 points the other game. So I just think once things are clicking, it's going to be more on the offense. Like we've said before, though, Phoenix can crumble and randomly score not many points at all. But I do think this one's going to go the over. I'll quickly multi that. I might save my rate my multi button for later. So $6. Oh, there it is. That was my fault. $6.43 for that little total points multi.
Nice one. I mean, I can see your argument for Illawarra and Phoenix.
Yeah, I can just see like the likes of Gary Brown, Tyler Cook, and then if Illawarra have a few shooters themselves, it's just be interesting to see if they heat up at all. Yeah.
But they're also 2 offenses that can fall apart and drop it. So that was my worry with it, where it's like, it turns into like 77, 73, and you're like, that's not a game. Oh, man.
But then I could see it going like 110 to 100. Or some.
It could also be 99, 97.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'd probably steer clear of that over-under for that one, but still on the Phoenix losing.
Nice.
But you can still talk me into it, so I'd still go a 6.
I'll take a 6. Yeah, nice.
Alex, you going to rate it?
5, because I just don't know.
Fair enough. I got a better one later. I'll get that.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.